Okay, so picture this. It's late. You're in a science lab, and the only thing lighting up the room is a single monitor casting these long, spooky shadows over everything. Two scientists, Ben and Anya, are just staring at the screen. And you can tell from their faces that what they're seeing is really, really not good.
Finally, Ben breaks the silence. His voice is just shot, exhausted. He gestures at a graph on the screen and says, Anya, just look at this. Seriously, have we actually reached the end of human greatness? And he's not being dramatic. He's looking at 20 years of data that points to a very, very hard truth.
He just goes on, his voice totally flat. For 20 years, we've gone nowhere. We get all excited about shaving off a few hundreds of a second, but let's be real. We've hit a wall, a biological ceiling we just can't seem to break through.
And here it is. You can see it for yourself. The 100-meter sprint, the marathon, the high jump, you name it. The records that were set back in the early 2000s, they're basically untouched. It's a plateau. It really looks like the human body, as amazing as it is, can only be pushed so far. But Anya, she just shakes her head. She's got this look on her face that's halfway between wonder and, honestly, pure fear. She pulls up a totally different file, something called the TUIT project. But Ben, she says, what if it's not the wall we think it is? What if the limit was never actually biological? And then this single, stark number flashes onto the screen. 30%. Anya's voice is almost a whisper. This is TUIT's AI prediction. And get this, she's not talking about a 30% chance of improvement. She means a 30% improvement in marathon performance. I mean, that figure is so completely nuts, so impossible by human standards, you'd think it was a typo.
It's not just predicting a small improvement, Anya says, and you can hear a little tremble in her voice. It's basically saying the 2-hour marathon barrier is a joke. The AI is predicting that we're going to completely shatter what we thought was the absolute peak of human endurance.
Ben leans in, scrolling through how TUIT works. He's murmuring to himself, so this is how it's this thing called algorithmic optimization. The AI isn't doing gene splicing or building robot legs. Nope. It's taking a totally human athlete and just running them with the brutal, perfect efficiency of a machine. And this is how it pulls it off. The AI coach is relentless. It's hooked into the athlete's biometrics 24/7. It's constantly analyzing their lactate levels, that's the chemical that screams fatigue, in real time, telling the athlete when to speed up or slow down before their own body even knows it's tired. It's even tweaking their nutrition in the middle of a race. There is zero room for human error, zero room for intuition, or just, having an off day.
But it takes all the magic out of it, Ben, Anya argues. What about someone like Usain Bolt? He was a force of nature, a genetic lottery winner. You can't just code that. But Ben fires back, pointing at the screen. Maybe magic is just what we called a variable we couldn't control. The algorithm doesn't need a genetic lottery. It takes whatever body it's given and gets perfect execution. It's just a more efficient system.
And as if the AI was listening, a new line of text just generates on the screen. It's not a suggestion, it's a cold, hard conclusion, delivered with a kind of dispassionate logic that sends a chill down your spine. Analysis. Human biology is an inefficient system. Optimization is required. Anya just slumps back in her chair. It hits her. The race. It's already won before it even starts. The victory is decided right here, in the lab, by a simulation. The new world record, she says, her voice barely audible, is set in the lab, not on the track. So what's even the point of the competition anymore? Ben, always the pragmatist, just traces the steps on the screen. Well, he says, it's just a procedure now. You collect the data, the AI runs millions of races in a split second to find the one single perfect strategy. You give that protocol to the athlete, and their only job is to execute a predetermined result. And the human coach? Anya asks, her voice starting to rise. You can hear the ethical crisis dawning on her. The mentor, the person who builds that trust and pushes an athlete to be better than they ever thought they could be, are they just obsolete? Replaced by a damn software update? For the first time, Ben looks away from the screen. That cold logic is finally hitting him too. If the coach is obsolete, Anya, what does that make the athlete? Are they just the hardware? Just the biological machine running the AI's perfect software? Are they redundant? Anya lets out this sad, empty laugh. All that wonder she had before is just gone, replaced by pure dread. She just nails the whole terrifying thing in one sentence. It's not about being the best human anymore, mate. It's about having the best code. They both go silent. Suddenly, the lab doesn't feel like a place of discovery anymore. It feels more like a tomb for the spirit of human competition. And really, it leaves us with the exact same question they're wrestling with. If victory is just about executing a perfect program, when the code is the thing that writes the record, who or what are we even cheering for?